ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, titled Conclusion, the Perfection of Renunciation. And today's verse is verse number 33. Dhrityaya dharayate
धृत्यायया धारयते
mana pranendriya kriya
मनः प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
yogena bhyacharinya
योगेन व्यभिचारिण्या
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृत्याया धारयते
धृत्यायया धारयते
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
मनः प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगेनाभ्यचारिण्या
योगेन व्यभिचारिण्या
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृत्याया धारयते
धृत्यायया धारयते
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
मनः प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगेनाभ्यचारिण्या
योगेन व्यभिचारिण्या
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
Anyone would like to lead?
धृत्याया धारयते
धृत्याया धारयते
मनः प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रियाः
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगिना व्यभिचारिण्या
योगेनाभ्यचारिण्या
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृत्यायया धारयते
धृत्यायया
धारयते
मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियः
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगेना व्यभिचारिण्या
योगेनाभिचारिण्या
धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृत्यायया धारयते
धृत्याया धारयते
मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः
मनः
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगेन अभिचारिण्या
योगेनाभिचारिण्या
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी।
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी। Thank you very much. Word by word meaning. Dhritya, determination.
धृत्या determination.
Yaya, by which.
by which.
Dharayate,
धारयते
one sustains.
one
sustains.
Mana, of the mind.
Mana of the mind.
Prana, life.
prana
life.
Indriya and senses.
Indriya
and senses.
Kriya, the activities.
Kriya, the activity.
Yogena, by yoga practice.
By yoga practice.
Abhyavicharina,
Avyabhicharinya.
without any break.
without any
break.
Dhriti, determination.
Determination.
Sa, that.
That.
Partha, osana pratha.
Partha osana
pratha.
Satviki, in the mode of goodness.
Satviki, in the mode of goodness.
Translation by Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
O son of Pritha,
O
O
son of
son
Pratha,
of Pratha,
that determination
that determination
which is unbreakable,
which is
Which is
unbreakable,
unbreakable,
which is sustained with steadfastness,
which is
which
sustained
sustained with
steadfastness
steadfastness
by yoga practice,
by
by
yoga,
yoga practice,
and which thus controls
and which
and
thus
which thus
controls
controls
the activities of the mind,
the activities
activities
of
of
the
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 mind,
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 life,
life,
and senses
and
and
senses,
senses,
is determination
is
is
determination
determination
in the mode of goodness.
in the
in the
mode
in
of
the mode
goodness.
of goodness.
Anyone would like to read the purport, this page?
Yoga is a means to understand the Supreme Soul. One who is steadily fixed in the Supreme Soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, and sensory activities on the Supreme, engages in Krishna consciousness. That sort of determination is in the mode of goodness. The word avyavicharina is very significant, for it indicates that persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness are never deviated by any other activity.
Thank you, Prabhu. Let's chant together. Om Agyana Timirandasya
Nandasya
Gyananjana Shalakaya
Shalakaya
Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri
Tasmai
Gurave
Sri
Namah
Gurave Namah
Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa
Yamrupa
Kadamahyam
Kadamayam
Dadati
Dadati
Swapadantikam
Swapadantikam
Vandeham Shri Guru
Nam
Shri
Sri Guru Sri
Utapadakamala Shri
Upapadakamalam
Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam
Jivam
Sadvaitam
Sadhutam
Savadutam
Vadutam
Parijana
Parijana
Saitam
Parijanasahitam
Krishna
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 Chaitanya
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 Devam
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 Sri
Sri
Radha
Radha Krishna Padan
Dan
Sahagana Lalita
Sahaganalalita
Shri
Sri
Vishakha Vitam
Vishakhanvitam
Cha
He
He
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Karuna
Krishna
Karuna
Sindhu
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 Dinabandhu
Jagatpate
Jagatpate
Gopesa
Gopesha
Gopika
Gopika
Kanta
Kanta
Radha
Radha
Kanta
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 Namastute
Namastute
Namostute
Tapta
Tapta
Kanjana
Kanchana
Taptakanta
Gaurangi
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 Radhe
Radhe
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari
Vrindavaneshwari Sabhanu Sute
Shravanusute
Devi
Devi
Pranamami
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 Hari
Hari
Priye
Priye
Vanchakalpataruvescha
Vanchakalpatarubhascha
Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha
Sindhu
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo
Namo Namah.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta
Gaur Bhakta
Vrinda
Vrinda
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
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 Hare
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 नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र
Balabhadra
सुभद्राभ्यां
Subhadrabhyam
जगन्नाथाय ते
Jagannadaya Te
नमः.
Namah.
So thank you so much for joining this wonderful Sangha every Friday evening at 8 o'clock. So as you heard, Krishna is explaining systematically something which is very significant. So as it started, as you know, Krishna is giving the overview of different things step by step in different modes. So in 20 to 22, Krishna spoke about to Arjuna about how knowledge is perceived in the mode of goodness. Next, 21 mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So that is the first thing. So you first have knowledge. Without knowledge, any action you do, that's useless. Then Krishna systematically is going through 23, 24, 25. After knowledge, you can do some work, karma. So nature of action. First you gain knowledge, first step in action, then you have action. Then for action, for doing, cleaning the leaves, now the fall season is there. You can do it by yourself or you can outsource it to somebody else. So then Krishna spoke about karta, the person who is doing the work. And there he spoke about the person doing the work in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Then we discussed about buddhi. As you are doing the work, you are gaining understanding, you are refining. And when you are refining, you learn more and more. When you learn more and more, with the understanding, you do the action better and better. The same thing which Krishna spoke about 30 to 32, nowadays, people, as they have understood the process of learning, they're trying to make the machine learn. And then, hence, a very important thing which is happening in the industry right now, you must have heard, is artificial intelligence and machine learning, which, if you think about it, in an iterative process of doing the work, you gain understanding so that you can iteratively better your actions. So today, first time, after doing the work in an iterative fashion across three modes, 33 today, we are discussing determination. In the mode of 33, goodness, 34 will be determination in passion, and 35 will be determination in ignorance. And after the determination, I'm doing the action with determination, you get the result of the action, which is happiness. So as you can so beautifully, Krishna, in a very poetic manner, as you are uttering, today all of us narrated or rather uttered Bhagavad Gita in our own sweet, melodious voice. And Krishna's voice is the topmost voice. And in that, the song of God, Bhagavad Gita, is explained so beautifully, so systematically, as you can see. And Srila Prabhupada, by systematically presenting it, we go from knowledge, then karma, karta, buddhi, and dhriti. So today, in dhriti, determination, the first sub-verse on determination, because there are two more verses on determination, 34, 35. Krishna is saying, determination, dhritya, some people have named their kids Dhriti. You might have seen some kids whose name is Dhriti. Dhriti means determination or Dhritya. So in that determination, if a person executes with determination by sustaining determination, what is the outcome of the determination? The outcome of the determination is the activities you do with that determination will lead to controlling the mind, mana, then pranendriya, life or life air. Pranendriya means life or life air. And then kriya or senses. So by how do you do the determination? Krishna is saying, yoge na abhicharinya. That means no abhicharinya means there's no breaking. So uninterrupted, no breaking. So if a person who ends up doing yoga practices without any break or any shaking of determination, then his intent is to control the activities of the mind, life and senses. So this is a very simple verse, but Krishna is saying the input is determination. You're pouring in determination. The intent is to control the activities of the mind, life and senses. And how the determination is unbreakable. So that's what the verse is all about. So today we will discuss this verse with some references before and after, about Krishna's speaking of different things. So, Krishna in 14.26, earlier, 4 chapters before, he also had used the word abhicharinya. See, there he says abhicharinya, mamcha yoga abhicharinya, bhakti yogena sevate. So, abhicharinya bhakti yogena, that means one who practices unbreakable bhakti yoga, one transcends the mode. That means he, by doing bhakti in 14.26, he says he can, if by doing unbreakable bhakti, abhicharina bhakti, he transcends the mode. That means he goes beyond the mode. So that is why by doing bhakti constantly, then we transcend. Now he also uses the word abhicharina again. And here he is saying one who has sheer determination to practice yoga wants to control his mind, life here, and senses. So the transcending, the outcome is critical because Krishna wants us to be very determined in our ability to practice yoga. And this transcending is a very common theme. So you see, by doing bhakti in an unbreakable manner, you transcend modes. By determined yoga practices, you control your mind, life, and senses. And in 18.54, which is we are going to read after probably 10 weeks with one verse at a time, Krishna says, Brahmabhuta prasannatma nasochoti nakangsati samasarvesu bhutesu madbhakti labhate param. That means a person who is in Brahmabhuta prasannatma, who is always situated in Brahmabhuta platform, he transcend. He nasochoti nakangsati means he never laments. Essentially, he never laments. And by doing that, he goes mad bhakti labhate param. So this bhakti is coming full cycle. 18. So abhicharini on bhakti. And if you link these verses, you see bhakti is coming full circle. And always that unbreakable or unshakable, uninterrupted, faithful is there for transcending. So if you apply this to our real life, anything you do with determination, with unbreakable determination, abhicharinya, with the mind intelligence and and lack of ego based on how the practices have been laid out in front of us, we can transcend. The only thing which is needed is determination. So Krishna finally he says, surrender unto me. But before that, he wants to build out determination. Once you read Bhagavad Gita, you're determined to do something. So our acharyas have mentioned that initially we may have difficulty chanting 1 round, 2 round, but gradually, as our determination becomes strong, we are focused in completing the round. Just by doing the completion of the round, we become determined in our yoga practice. Not everything will line up in our life all the time. We have to start somewhere. We cannot be perfect. If we keep waiting to be perfect, we will never line up. So we should always try to do the yoga practices, the chanting of the holy name, associating with devotees, reading Bhagavad Gita, eating Krishna Prasadam, and the prescribed duties. That is sadhana for us. And as long as we maintain it, as long as we maintain with unbreakable determination, we will achieve control over our mind, life, and senses. Dhrityayaya dharite. Mana pranendriya kriya. Yogina abhicharinya. Dhritisa partha sattviki. So, when Srila Prabhupada came to this country, Prabhupada tried everywhere. Prabhupada tried. It's not as if Prabhupada wanted to come to this country for. Then Prabhupada, as he was doing the work, you keep saying, right? We keep saying that you do the work. First, you gain knowledge. Prabhupada had gained knowledge from. He was born in a very pious family. Then he had Vedic knowledge. Then he had the blessings of the Guru. So he had knowledge. When he started working to spread Krishna consciousness in India, Jhansi, in so many places, he became a doer. He did sattvic activity by being a karta. Then he was not successful. He was not successful in India. That he studied in Scottish College in Calcutta. Then he iteratively realized that even if people are in India, they're following the Western practices. They will not listen to you when Srila Prabhupada practices in India. He published Back to Godhead even before coming and founding ISKCON. Then he realized that if I preach, everybody is listening to Western Western preaching. So if I tell Krishna consciousness to Western devotees, see how Krishna is iteratively giving the understanding, and then he was determined. So at the age of 69, 70, when he started ISKCON, till that time he didn't lose determination. And what was the determination? Is to spread the glories of the names of Hari. It's as simple as that. He was doing the same thing, not meeting success, but he did not lose determination. With that fierce determination, he came, he made people who are devotees, they were not regulated, but they made them regulated by virtue of his sweet interaction, by virtue of his traits, by virtue of his behavior. Ah, Yadyad acharati srashta. With his acharan, he became the acharya. And when he ended up convincing the devotees who were pretty much non-regulated to become regulated, following the four regulative principles, when they became initiated, and he brought hundreds of such devotees to Bombay Pandal program, the entire country was at his feet in early 70s. It is precisely because he did not lose hope when he was doing BTG in India, distributing Back to Godhead magazine in India, or doing preaching around Jhansi when he was there. He kept on building up, kept on building up. So he's the best shot of Srila Prabhupada came when he was frail, but he did not give up. So determination is something we have to learn from such acharyas. There is no one in my life who I have seen who is more determined than Srila Prabhupada, who went to any extent. He went to any extent in coming in a freight ship. Srila Prabhupada's disappearance was there last Tuesday, and we are 3 days into after his Tirobha Mahamohotsava. So when you remember, and you remember this sloka, you filled with gratitude because he did not lose that determination on the way, and because he was determined, he used his time, energy for yogic practice so that he could control his mind, life, air, and senses, as Krishna is saying, and use it for serving Krishna consciousness or spreading Krishna consciousness or serving Krishna. So, determination is one of the most important things in our ability to pursue Krishna consciousness. We should not lose determination. A person in mode of goodness, he has unshaken determination. And with that unshaken determination, he controls, he does yogic practice with the intent to control the controllables. And most of the time in this world, the people who are not practicing Krishna consciousness, their mind is not controlled. They can eat anything. When they see something, they eat. No control. When they and their life air is not controlled. But in the morning, when you sit down and you try to chant, your life air is in the control. And likewise, the senses doesn't wander around. We focus, and instead of going on potluck parties on a Friday evening, you all come to Bhakti Vriksha. This calls for sincere determination. And this determination in my mind is determination in the mode of goodness. So next time we will hear Krishna speak about determination in the mode of passion. So with that, I would like to end here, but I would like to hear your comments around determination in mode of goodness. And if you can share some example of some personalities which has impacted you in fostering that sense of determination, that will just be wonderful to hear. So with that, I'd like to end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Any comments, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji, the last thing that you ended, right? Someone with determination. I think Jayapatak Swami Maharaj is the living example of that one. So having so much of frailing health, this one, which means in normal eyes, especially for people like me who are more of materialistic. So I just, whenever I used to see him in India, Prabhuji, so I used to feel that, okay, it's so much of uh, tough times, means it's just, tolerating so much of pain, especially. But still, with so much of determination, he executes, whatever he committed, promised to Prabhupada. So that is something I did. I mean, I don't think I will ever see that, okay, with someone having so much of determination. So much of struggle, and maybe by the grace of means Lord. So I had only three times probably I had an association with him, and it's not easy, Prabhuji, means to see handling that level. But still, I know that the last time when I met him in Chennai, so he said, "Look, I was almost, going to die. I saw a dream where, I prayed to Lord Narsimhadev. I said, look, there is a number I gave to Prabhupada. So I will make those many disciples, then only I will leave. Otherwise, I am not leaving this body. So that thought process, Prabhuji, so means it's just out of the world unless until someone is not another incarnation of the Lord. So it is not possible to live that life, Prabhuji. So that's what I saw.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for sharing. Uh, he's the hallmark uh, of such high resilience and determination. It's not easy when every part of the body is full of pain. It's absolutely so challenging, and it needs mm, a inner strength of the determination of steel to maintain that. It's very painful actually when you cannot move, when your half of the body is giving up. Doing anything is a big challenge, and I have seen some other senior people who have gone through that, and it's so painful you can't imagine. And rightly so, you mentioned uh, these are the hallmark of determined people, determined devotees. Thank you so much. It's very nice to hear about His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Thank you, bro. Any other comments? Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I just want Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thanks for the
Yes, sir.
great class. One I want to correlate. Krishna say when Arjuna asked that the mind is very difficult to control. Krishna says that yes, it is indeed difficult to control, but by renunciation and practice, you can definitely do it. So that is what this in this chapter, in this verse, he's trying to explain uh, that what is the key ingredient for that practice. The key ingredient for that practice is avyabhicharana, which is the determination, irresolute determination. So he's telling that how we can achieve that, and the main ingredient for that is determination, and how that determination, what is the characteristic of that determination is avyabhicharena, means we should do it with full continuity. Basically, there shouldn't be any break, as you told Prabhuji. So and we have seen that as Jayapataka Maharaj is Swami Maharaj is a living example. Prabhupada proved it by doing it. Prabhupada, all examples which you have given, Prabhuji, that um, he was determined to come here when he was not getting the visa with the Sindhya Mataji. Also, he used to go daily and see that she gives him the permission and on the ship, and he survived the heart attacks. That also shows the determination, Prabhuji. He had the will, basically. Willpower is another manifestation of the determination, Prabhuji. The willpower which we try, our willpower manifests into determination. And after coming here also, it was not easy for him. So that is a showcase of the determination which led to the formation of ISKCON in the Chaitanya Prabhu's, Mahaprabhu's mission, Prabhuji. So I just wanted to correlate that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro. So when we end up coming to this country, right? You had a goal of doing something or becoming a, but with the comfort of this country, a lot of people came with very high hopes. They were high achievers back in India, and they came here. They wanted to run a big organization. But once you come here, you here you get the comfort level, as Prabhu was saying, willpower. Then we basically uh, fall into the clutches of Maya by enjoying our weekends and not pursuing things, maybe materially, how we could have achieved. And that is where the willpower Prabhu mentioned breaks. When the willpower breaks and you become a slave to the enjoyment, then it is not abhicharana. It broke. So that unbreakable determination, when you do not break, so then you realize because you did not pursue that further, you could technically not become a CEO for that example. So the willpower. So now that we are in a spiritual organization, how to take benefit of that? And this is where Krishna is so beautifully explaining. And now that we have learned a lesson, see, we all came to this prosperous country, but of course there is a big competition. But I'm sure all of us, that's when we have to look inner and realize that we have faltered in that execution of that willpower which carries on that determination. So now that we have learned, we should not be once bitten, twice shy. We should pursue that in our spiritual life and and be regular in attending temple events, bhakti vrikshas, services. That will actually help us in being happy, not getting into the the complexities of life with being unhappy by staying within, but sharing it with devotees and how bhakti can transcend, as Krishna is saying in Brahmabhuta Prasannatmana Sochitarakam. So those are certain things we have to alert ourselves. Pray to Krishna to give us intelligence so that we do better in our ability to maintain that willpower so that determination is perceived to flow without any break. Any other comments? Okay, so we will end here. Next Friday is actually the last day of Kartik Purnima or Krishna Rasa Purnima or Tulsi Vivah or many other activities. So that's the last day of Kartik. So the Damodar Ashtakam you all are doing every day, it will end on that day. So we will have program in temple and we're probably going to do float your diyas like last year, as we discussed in the beginning of the program. So we may do a pause next Friday and we will celebrate Kartik Purnima in our temple. So, and we can meet next week, Friday. But the festivities bring the best of among devotees. So whatever theory we're hearing and reading will help us in executing it. So please make the most of, and this Sunday, the second announcement being this Sunday, we have Gopastami. And Gopastami is also a beautiful. So Srimati Radharani is dressed up on this day as Gopa. She's a gopi, but on this day, she is dressed as a Gopa. So that's Gopastami this Sunday, and next Friday is Kartik Purnima or Krishna Ras Purnima or Tulsi Vivaha, Tulsi Saligram Vivaha. We'll do the float your diyas and last Deep Dan of Kartik month and also Prasadam will be there. So with that, we would like to end today's Bhagavad Gita Sangha every Friday evening as part of our Bhakti Vriksha by offering prayers at the lotus feet of all Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhascha
Panchakalparupasya
Pasindu
kripa
Vaivacha Patitanam
vacha
Pavanebhyo
patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnava Vrinda
namo
ki jai Bhagavad
jai
Gita ki jai
Jai
Srila
Jai
Prabhupada ki jai
Pad
Gaur
ki jai
Premanande Hari Hari
Hari Hari
Hari
Bol
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol